You know, what is the true significance of human exploration of Mars? It's for immigration, or to build a space base. Now that's not the most important thing. One thing we've been thinking about for thousands of years, there's one question we still can't answer. That is, apart from the Earth. Is there anything else in the universe? Planet of life? If not, what is the point of creating human beings alone? Over the years, we will prove that. Earth is not the only hope put on Mars. And after waiting so long, our country's Zhurong rover finally brought us a major discovery. Not only does it directly confirm that Mars once had oceans, the existence of more extraterrestrial life provides crucial evidence. What is this discovery? China has been exploring Mars for 9 years. What happened? July 2020. Our country has launched the seemingly impossible task. Only one launch. The orbiter. Lander and Mars rover sent to Mars together. This is our country's first mission to Mars. It was a very risky attempt. But the mission was a complete success. The probe successfully landed on the red planet. February 2021, Tianwen-1, after a long journey of 290 million miles, successfully entering Mars orbit. But the real test has only just begun in May 2021. Lander on northern Mars, a broad plane landing. For decades, NASA data shows that beneath this flat surface, perhaps there is a special substance buried. Maybe one, the size of a giant sailor on Lake Superior. Sedimentary layer. The reason why Utopia Plains was chosen as the landing site, it is because we took into account a relatively high level of security, an important scientific research value. Despite the challenges, our country is still overcoming difficulties. Lander lands smoothly and successfully deployed the 6-wheeled Zhurong rover. From then on, China became the first country in history, the second country to operate a rover on Mars. With NASA, the high-profile claims of the Mars rover mission are different. Zhurong Mars rover debut in our country. Mysterious and calm. This landmark achievement. Unannounced propaganda. This one is based on Chinese mythology, rover named after Vulcan. It was not known to the international community until after the departure. In the next Earth year, Zhurong traveled 1.2 miles on the surface of Mars. The geological structure of Mars, research on climate characteristics. During this period, Tianwen-1 orbiter bear the heavy responsibility of signal transmission, simultaneously map Mars from above. We can even monitor dust storms and act as a weather scout. Collaborative work between the orbiter and the Mars rover marks our country's stealth into Mars exploration. This is not a simple ride-on mission. It's an ongoing scientific exploration. For beneath the surface of the utopian plane, laying the foundation for a major discovery. When the Zhurong crossed the utopian plains, he approached an area of sudden uplift. A long, steep, rocky ridge, bound by a flat plain. Planetary geologists have speculated this ridge could be the remains of an ancient coastline. Is the edge of a long-lost Martian ocean? But no conclusive evidence was ever found. Fortunately, Zhurong is equipped with a special tools to solve this mystery. Look, Dilda. He sends radio waves underground day after day and receive a callback signal, successfully charted along the way. Image of subsurface rock formations within 1.2 miles, 33 feet below the surface. Radar detected anomalies. A smooth layer, and successive layers of sediment sloping slowly upward towards the ridge. These underground structures stretch for miles. The inclination angle is about 15 degrees, parallel to the presumed ancient coastline. Scientists, you can instantly recognize this cross-sectional shape. It looks like a place an ancient beach well preserved underground. Later, scientists from our country, with international partners, a joint research team, a detailed analysis of these radar images. Research team members, I'm Michael from the University of California, Berkeley. Professor Manga said, these structures are neither like sand dunes, it's not like a crater, less like a facial tumor. Just then, we start to think of the ocean. On Earth, the waves will gradually push sediment towards the coast, allowing beach sand to form a unique sloping layer. This structure is called the advancing scorpion. The data obtained by Zhu Ronghao shows that sedimentary layers under Mars. It also shows the same characteristics of gentle slope ascent, unlike the disorganized rock formations of Fengteng dunes. These deposits are arranged in a highly uniform direction. There's no messy mixing, no meteor impact. All the traces usually left by volcanic eruptions. Actually, the size of the sediment particles reflected in the radar signal, similar to sand, and the borrowing constant is low. This further proves that they are loose sediments, rather than hard rock or ice. The most conclusive evidence, it lies in the direction of the sedimentary layer. All the buried rock formations are related to the track map length, the location of the ancient coastline, completely parallel, as if Zhu Ronghao cut a place for us. Textbook level ancient coast, beach instant noodles. This is the first time scientists have visited Utopia Plains, discovered direct evidence of ancient Martian coastline. Other previous Mars missions and satellites, although in other regions of Mars, discovered river deltas and lake sediments. But such a vast ocean has never been detected. Tidal flat sediment. Utopia Basin explored by Zhu Ronghao. It is the largest known impact basin on Mars. His radar observations confirmed for a long time theories about the existence of ancient oceans on Mars. The data shows that the northern plains of Mars were once submerged by a large amount of water. In the open ocean, waves over time. Continuously stable sedimentary sand along the coast. This discovery, so nature raises a series of fascinating questions. How long has this water world existed on Mars? Has life ever taken root in this area? From the beach, the thickness and distribution of sediments, it took a long time to form. The sediment in some areas can be up to 115 feet thick. Over millions of years, the result of the continuous action of waves. This is by no means a short flood, or the traces left by a makeshift lake. More likely in the history of Mars, a long-standing ocean, such a stable and calm coastline. It may have been an oasis of life. Research team members, Pennsylvania, United States, geologists at Pennsylvania State University, Benjamin Cardenas, emphasizes the importance of this discovery. The presence of these sediments, it means that there used to be a large area on Mars over a long period of time. It's watery. And the coastline, it is the ideal place to find traces of past life. It is widely believed that the earliest life on Earth, it originated from a similar environment, close to the junction of air and diving. In other words, Mars about 4 billion years ago, maybe already have all the conditions required for life to exist: water, nutrients contained in sediments, and plenty of time. The ancient coast of Mars has not been severely damaged. Instead, it shows a relatively mild environmental characteristics. It might even be habitable. The geological data obtained by Zhu Ronghao shows that, on its detection path, there were no catastrophic fractures or signs of a rapidly drying nucleus in a body of water. The beach is gradually formed. This suggests that the Martian climate at that time can support the existence of liquid water. There might even be ocean circulation. Infer from this, Mars must have had a denser atmosphere with higher surface temperatures to maintain the existence of open oceans and such environmental conditions. Even though there was microbial life on Mars at that time, enough to support its survival. Previous Mars exploration missions have tried different methods, looking for evidence of life. Soil experiments from Viking to NASA. Perseverance's drilling of ancient lakebed rock. Although no direct evidence of organic life has been found, but these missions have confirmed Mars once had a habitable environment, including hot springs, rivers, and lakes. Now, Zhuronghao's discovery that Mars has a stable hydrosphere, the true oceanic coastline, provides the strongest evidence to date. It also prompts scientists to re-examine Mars' past. Imagine if we could go back 3 or 4 billion years. Standing at Zhuronghao's landing spot, what would you see? Perhaps under a pink sky, the waves crashing on the shores of Mars, or maybe an ocean full of chemical activity. This imagination, blurring the boundaries between Earth and Mars. Both planets may have been blue planets. However, such speculation also raises more questions. Did life really exist on Mars? Like life on Earth, originating on a fertile coast? Martian life. Did it also originate from this fertile ancient coast? If the answer is yes, are traces of these microorganisms still hidden in the fire? In the star soil, waiting for the Mars rover to find it, and was loaded into the sampling chamber and brought back to Earth. It is worth mentioning that Zhuronghao's journey of discovery is not just about discovering ancient beaches. He also made friends, the historical code contained in the Martian subsurface. Zhuronghao's ground-penetrating radar detected 2 different underground rock formations. This suggests that a long time ago, 2 major floods or sedimentation events shaped the landscape of the Utopian plains. These events could have been caused by asteroid impacts or climate change at different times, caused massive floods, then deposited. Sediments may form a face. Now, these sediments are under the wheels of the Dragon. And here's the interesting thing, Zhuronghao during the scanning process. High-frequency radar mode was enabled. Study below the surface of Mars, 16 feet of soil structure. No groundwater was found near the landing site. Traces of ice or liquid water. Although early orbital data suggest there may be underground ice in utopian regions. But Zhuronghao, the soil directly below, seems to be composed only of dry layers of sand and gravel. This phenomenon has puzzled scientists. Perhaps the area that Zhuronghao probed, there's no hidden ice pack. Maybe the ice pack is located outside the radar's detection range, deep. Or maybe the ice pack has sublimated and disappeared over time. At the same time, in orbit around Mars, Tianwen 1 orbital period, continuously observed Mars from space, January 2022. The highest volcano in the solar system, near Mount Olympus. A massive dust storm has been detected. Orbiter camera, captured on the Martian horizon. Looming storm cover. Vivid. Mars could sweep the world. Dynamic weather mode. Final wish. Zhuronghao. I also felt the power of the severe climate of Mars. May 2022. As Martian winter approaches, this solar-powered Mars, the car goes into hibernation, waiting for the cold and dusty season to pass. Scientists had expected he will wake up in the Martian spring. However, Zhuronghao ultimately failed to re-establish communication. The reason for this could be solar panels, covered in too much dust. After driving more than 2,000 yards on the main mission, Zhuronghao is forever silent in the dust of Mars. However, the pace of Mars exploration has not stopped. Long before Zhuronghao fell silent, our country started to regulate, planning for future Mars exploration missions. 2023 launched science conference. Scientists in our country published an interesting set of conceptual graphs. A similar, NASA's well-engineered small helicopter, and a 6-track robot. They're both Mars. It's part of a mission, specifically Specifically, it is to sample Tianwen-3 Mars. Return to mission design sample collection circular device. Slideshow in PowerPoint. This miniature helicopter, only in flight to landing. Samples are collected in areas that cannot be reached by the device, and the 6 robots may assist in hard-to-reach locations. Drill or rock extraction. This is a cautious design approach. By deploying mobile robots, scientists are expected to start from a single landing site, collect a variety of Martian material samples. The plan, including underground samples drilled to depths of up to 7 feet, collect surface soil, and the use of drones within hundreds of yards. Grab rocks of research value. The current Mars rover Zhurong, with data obtained by the Astronomy 1 orbiter, all ready for the advancement of this major task. They provided important support. At the same time, our country's quiet accumulate crucial information for Mars exploration with core technologies. And this is just the beginning. Behind these scientific achievements, a much bigger picture is unfolding. We are developing a system, sexual planning, strive to take the lead in Mars exploration. End of 2023. Researchers in our country announced the successful construction, numerical model of the Martian atmosphere named GO-Mars. This complex simulation system can recreate the dust on Mars. The cycle of water and carbon dioxide provides a platform for future Mars exploration missions. Virtual proving ground. With the help of this model, engineers can predict weather conditions at potential landing sites, designed to withstand extreme cold temperatures on Mars, equipment with sand and dust, even for future human outposts on Mars. Planning for the construction of the base. Wan Bin, the lead researcher of the model, said, "Scientists can use models to simulate landings, regional temperature, and based on these data, R&D is suitable for extreme cryogenic materials for Mars rovers." This is not just an academic research achievement. It is also an important strategic asset. Through early investment in simulation and modeling, China has not only laid the groundwork for landing on Mars, also for the future, humans have created the conditions for living and working on Mars. Our country's next big goal for Mars exploration? It's the Mars Sample Return Program. The Tianwen-3 mission has been officially launched. Scheduled to launch in 2028. The target is 2031. At least 17 ounces of Martian material. Bring back Earth. The plan will be divided into 2 parts. Launch Long March 5th high thrust rocket. Send a lander and a sender to Mars at once. Another time. Then send the return orbiter into Mars orbit. Lander. The previously mentioned drilling arm will be used. Maybe use a drone to collect samples. Then a small rocket, sending samples into Mars orbit, docking with the return orbiter. If the mission goes smoothly, this ambitious plan, it will be before July 2031, bringing Martian rocks back to Earth. Compared to NASA and the European Space Agency, joint Mars sampling. Return to plan 2 years in advance. It is reported that the US-EU joint plan has been postponed to 2033 years. Even later. This time, the geopolitical impact of the difference is self-evident. Mars Exploration Program Analysis Team. In a draft report dated June 2025, it was stated that samples from Mars that will be scientifically screened bring back Earth. It is the United States that does not want to explore leadership in the field, surrender to the loneliness of other countries such as China. Senior US officials have also expressed their views on this. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson is concerned that if China takes the lead in returning samples from Mars, its shock effect or will be comparable to that year. The Soviet Union launched its first artificial satellite, the moment that triggered the US-Soviet space race. Actually, a new space race has begun. But this time, the end of the race, no longer in Earth orbit or a flag on the moon, but to establish a permanent base on Mars. Like Zhu Ronghao's discovery of Mars Valley Ocean, this kind of data Extremely valuable. He can mentor researchers, determining landing sites for future Mars exploration, drilling location, and what to focus on. At present, our country has launched the 19 Tianwen 03 assessment of candidate landing sites, focusing on sources that used to exist, areas that may still retain traces of life. Candidate range to narrow down to between 17 and 30 degrees north latitude. To balance engineering, implementation difficulty, and vital sign detection requirements. As Brown University geologist James Hyde said, one of the hottest candidate locations. It's the utopian plain mentioned earlier. We have a good grasp of the geomorphological characteristics of the area, and here in the ancient coastline sediments, perhaps there is hidden evidence of life. The United States. NASA's Perseverance Mars rover, right here in Jezero crater, collecting and storing Martian samples, but subject to budget constraints. The sample return task faces uncertainty. In 2012, the White House experienced budget overruns. Proposed, cancel NASA's Mars exploration program, sparking widespread controversy. After that, NASA had to fight again for congressional breadth. These circumstances all suggest that Mars has become the focus of a global strategic competition. Which country will be the first to retrieve key Mars samples? Master core landing techniques? Maybe even find evidence of life. Which country? It can earn a higher reputation in the world. This is comparable to the history of human exploration, another giant leap forward. Our country officials and scientists, while striving to lead, there are also many mentions of open collaboration, invite international partners to participate in the mission, and promise to share detection samples. The race to explore Mars has begun. It's not just a show of strength. It's about scientific leadership, the test of technological innovation ability. It's about whether humans can live on another planet. Establish the first foothold, the current focus of attention. It has gradually become clear whether humans will land on Mars. Which country to turn to? The first base will be established on Mars. From the current research results, our country is the most promising.